everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another cook with me video, and this time I decided to try Blue Apron instead of HelloFresh. I had used HelloFresh previously in the past, but I've never tried Blue Apron, so I wanted to try it out. So Blue Apron, pretty much the same thing as HelloFresh, and the pricing is actually pretty much the same. So you do get meal kits every week with all the exact proportion ingredients, recipe cards to go along, and so you can cook everything that you receive. So I don't have any sort of, they don't have like a referral or send friends anything with Blue Apron, so I'll leave their regular link down below, but I think the normal discount for them is when you first sign up, you get $60 off of your first 3 boxes, so $20 off of each. They're normally for 3 meals, 2 portions, $60 a week, same as HelloFresh. So this would make your first 3 boxes $40 each. So with a Blue Apron, you can also skip weeks. So I'm skipping, like I'm doing every other week with them for the first 3 weeks, and then I'll decide if I want to continue. I don't know if you cancel, if they send you deals to come back. I know that's how I do it with HelloFresh. I'm not sure if that's how it works with Blue Apron. But today I am going to be cooking the seared steaks and hot honey biscuits with glazed shallot and roasted broccoli. This is what it looks like on the card. Also this week I received the turkey and mushroom stir fry with cauliflower rice and spicy soy miso sauce. And the last one, which I already actually cooked this is the seared chicken and goat cheese sauce with mashed potatoes and carrot pepper agrodolce. I really like this. I thought that this was really good. Now in this video I will be comparing Blue Apron to HelloFresh just a little bit because that's the only thing that I do have to compare it to. But if you're new to my channel, welcome. I do lots of different unboxing videos here, from food, home decor, fashion, and everything in between. So if you love subscription boxes, go ahead and subscribe, and let's go ahead and cook this recipe. Okay, so let me walk you through everything that you get for each meal. So you do get a recipe card, tells you how long it's gonna make it. They also have a wine service if you drink wine, everything that they give you, and then on the back it has all of the instructions listed off that way. Now one thing I've noticed in looking at the recipes, you do get to choose the recipes that you want every month, and you get a good amount to choose from. They do seem a little bit more elevated in flavors, and they just seem like more fancy type of meals. So if you're that kind of person, then Blue Apron may be better. HelloFresh seems to be a little bit more simple but still good. So it walks you through, it has like a little check off list, which is a little bit different. And then as far as the ingredients, so with HelloFresh you get a bag that has everything inside of it except for the meat. With this you get, it's a little bit different. So this meal you get like knickknacks, which has most of the stuff that you need in it, and then some stuff comes outside. For this one it's just the broccoli, but for some of the other meals you may have 3 or 4 other bags, so it's a little bit harder to figure out what you need to use for each meal. So this one also comes with broccoli, and then the steak, which is double packed. And I'm guessing it's so that the liquid doesn't get everywhere, which I like that, but at the same time I've never had that issue with my HelloFresh, and I feel like this is kind of just a waste of plastic. And then again in here another, this is more plastic, whereas the HelloFresh comes in a bag that's a little bit easier to decompose. Okay, so I have unbagged the knickknacks bag. You do get 1 knickknack bag for each of the recipes. So it had biscuit mix, vegetarian Worcestershire sauce, which I'm not sure why that matters, just because this is going to be made a beef recipe, but it's okay. Crushed red pepper flakes. Now in my other recipe it came with these, and the packet was open and all over the bag, so I ended up having to use crushed red pepper flakes from HelloFresh, which is kind of just funny in itself. Crispy onions, honey, shallot, fromage blanc from Vermont, sweet picante peppers, and then nutritional information. So this comes with a just like card that talks about all the nutritional information inside. I do know that they do have some Weight Watchers meals. So the chicken meal that I made the other day was Weight Watchers, so you could scan it and get your points. So if you're doing Weight Watchers, this is great as well. But let's go ahead and start with the first instruction. All right, so first it says to remove the honey from the fridge, which we've done by unbagging it and bring it to room temperature. So I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 450, and then wash and cut the broccoli, as well as thinly slice the shallot and roughly chop the peppers. So I have gone ahead, my oven is preheating, and now we're going to work on the broccoli. So like it said, we are going to cut off the bottom 1/2 inch of the stem, and then we're going to cut it into small florets. All right, broccoli is cut. It's always a little bit of a mess to clean up all the florets, so I went ahead and washed the board off. And now I'm going to peel and thinly slice the shallot. All right, right, that wasn't a very thin slice, but like it worked. I am no chef here. I just cook for fun when I have the time. So that is cut. Now we're gonna move on to these sweet picante peppers, and we are roughly chopping them. I'm thinking that these are somewhat spicy because they smell spicy, but I don't know if I've ever like truly eaten them. And I think I'm gonna, there's some seeds in here that I think I'm gonna kind of remove to the side because I think this is spicy. And if my sister eats with me, she does not like spice. And they are making my eyes water. Ooh, I'm glad you can't see my face right now. All right, so now that this prep work is done, I'm gonna move the cutting board away, and now we are gonna work on making the dough to form the biscuits. All right, so for this, we need a bowl. So we're going to take the biscuit mix, the fromage blanc, and 2 tablespoons of water and gently stir them together, and be careful not to overmix. All right, so it's kind of mixed up. I can kind of clunk it together. I might need to add a little bit of water to that, but it smells like delicious biscuits, which I am familiar with making from scratch. So the next thing it says is to lightly oil one side of a sheet pan and scoop 2 equal-sized dollops of the biscuit dough onto the oiled side of the pan. I think the broccoli is going to be going on the other side of the biscuits. All right, I'm going to oil my pan here just with spray oil because that's easier. And then I'm going to get the biscuits on here. All right, the biscuits are on the pan, so I'm just gonna flip it over so you can see better. Next, we are also going to get the broccoli on the other side of the pan. We're going to mix the broccoli with olive oil and salt and pepper, and then we're gonna put this in the oven for, what does it say? 14 to 16 minutes. So I usually put it the middle of the 2 times, so I'm gonna put it in for 15 minutes. All right, so now it is time to work on the steak. I have the broccoli and the biscuits in the oven. So I'm gonna pat the steaks dry with paper towels, season them on both sides with salt and pepper. And while I'm doing that, I'm also gonna heat a drizzle of olive oil in a pan on medium-high heat. All right, so I'm going to add these seasoned steaks to the pan. It says that you can cook them 3 to 5 minutes per side for medium rare, or until browned and cooked to your desired degree of doneness. Now, I love a medium rare steak. However, because of my stomach issues, I cannot eat medium rare steaks anymore. So I'm gonna cook them a little bit more brown with just a little bit of pink. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those in the pan. And when we're done, we're gonna leave any brown bits in the pan, and transfer the steak to a cutting board. All right, so I have the steaks out of the pan and they are resting. I did wash this cutting board so that it is clean and doesn't have meat juice on it. And then I also have the biscuits and the broccoli out of the oven. The next step is to use the same pan that you cook the steak in to cook the shallots. So I'm gonna add some olive oil in there, add the shallots, and cook for 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so the shallots have cooked about 2 to 3-ish minutes. They are now soft, so I am removing them from the heat. I did season them with salt and pepper, and now I am going to stir in the Worcestershire sauce, taste, and then season with salt and pepper. So now we are going to make the glaze for the biscuits. So we're gonna go ahead and put the honey in a bowl, and then to that we are gonna add 1 teaspoon of warm water and as much of the red pepper flakes as you like, so that will increase the heat. My sister's eating with me, so I'm gonna put a little bit because I like heat, but she doesn't. So let me mix that together. All right, so that is now mixed together. So to plate, I am going to cut the rested steaks crosswise against the grain. Serve the sliced steaks. We're going to put the baked biscuits and broccoli next to them. So the steaks will have the glazed shallot on top. The biscuits will have the hot honey, and then the broccoli will be topped off with these crispy onions as well as the picante peppers. So I will show you what the plate looks like, and then I will try some. All right, so this is what the finished plate looks like with the onions and peppers on the broccoli, the shallots on the steak, and then the sauce over the biscuits, that's what it's called. So for my sister's broccoli, I left off the peppers because they are spicy, so that's a nice thing about making these at home. You can tailor it to your needs. And now let's go ahead and taste. All right, like I said, let's taste. I'm going to start with the broccoli, I think, and try to get some of that onion and pepper together. I love the crunchiness of both the broccoli as well as the onion. The pepper adds a little bit of sweetness and just a tiny bit of heat. I can handle that. I like heat. My sister does not. So again, I left that off of hers. Now let's try a piece of the steak and then the biscuit. All right, I have a piece of the steak with the shallot. That Worcestershire sauce on top of the steak makes it taste so good. It almost tastes like meatloaf steak, which I oddly really enjoy. Now let's try a piece of the biscuit. All right, here we go, eating it with a fork, because why not? Really good. Get the sweetness. I'm not getting so much heat because I think I got a piece without the red pepper flakes. Now, the honey does make it very sweet, so if you don't like it to taste sweet, it almost tastes like a pastry, then you could leave off the honey and just eat the biscuit at it as is, but it's really yummy. I am really impressed with the flavors that Blue Apron has. Again, it's a little bit more sophisticated in flavors than HelloFresh's, at least from my experience so far. I will continue to review both of them for a little while and try some other ones as well. If there are other cooking or like meal subscriptions that I should try, let me know down in the comments below. What do you think about Blue Apron? What do you think about the recipes? Let me know all of your thoughts, and I will see you in my next video.